Hello.
Hello, Doctor.
Yeah,
Hi.
hello.
Okay. So we are group one, and we have 1 hour to finish. Actually, probably less than 1 hour. I think we don't need that much time, very likely. So the process is, like I said, on the blue box here. If we can get this even larger size, oh great. We have this instruction of how what you can do to improve alignment awareness, and what you can do to improve analysis and accountability. And this is connected to each of the targets. There are 4 targets here. So I wanted to also, before we start, because we need to report back to the main room at the end of our exercise, I'd like to get a volunteer if possible. One of the mayors would like to help us summarize what we do at the end when we go back to the main room. Um, Maybe Mayor of Hulu Selangor, would you like to be our representative to report back?
Okay, Doctor, I will try my best.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's begin with the first one. So, when it comes to address affordable housing, what is your city's actions or effort to improve alignment and awareness? So there, on the left, there are at least 3 different actions you can take.
Doctor, do we need to pick up from the blue boxes on the right side, or we just throw an idea or throw what we have in our country?
Yeah, just throw an idea and then talk about what you have in your city.
Okay. So regarding this housing in Malaysia, in Selangor especially in my municipal area, we have a policy in the state level, which is any development they need to provide houses for the low income people. We call it affordable homes. We have a specific policy to provide affordable homes in every each development that being implemented in certain area.
Mhm. Does your city have specific or adopted the national policy, or does your city have extra or additional policy to address that?
Our city, it is a must for us to comply with the state policy.
Mm,
The policy formulated at state level, and then all the cities, all the municipal local authority in state of Selangor, we have to comply with that policy. So it
mhm.
becomes same through all across the state
I
regarding
see.
providing the affordable homes.
I see. Okay. Do you have an agency that's charged with implementing those policy?
Exactly. We have a specific agency. We call it Lembaga Perumahan Selangor. I'll translate in English very soon.
Okay, so
Yes.
with a specific agency. Great, great. Yeah. Um, So we can just open up the discussion. Mayor can just jump in, provide ideas, and talk about your local efforts.
Even though we have this
Actually, in
policy, sorry, yes, please, Maya. We
actually
give
in Cambodia also have a similar policy like in Malaysia. We have a Ministry of Land and Management who in charge of that policy, and we build a house for low income people like government official or the people who have a low income.
Hmm,
And at the same time, we also have a policy to provide a house and also a land to like the military that retire that they don't have house. We also provide that house and also land for them to cultivate in agriculture field and also provide a house to them as well.
hmm. So
I think
that
it a
those are,
similar policy.
I see. So those are government provided housing. So people don't need to
Yes.
purchase them or rent them. Okay. So free housing.
Yeah, free housing for the military who got injured during the war or
I
they are
see.
handicapped. Yeah,
Mm,
the government provide a house to them in case that they don't have a house. Yes.
hmm. Yeah.
And the local government is the one who nominate those volunteer who prefer to go to live at that area. Yes, we have a specific area to provide to them.
I see. Okay. I get the question is for both mayors. Do you think your own community has their affordable housing is among local priorities? So is affordable housing issue a priority for your own community?
Yes, Doctor. We can see the trend from our people, our community. Actually, they really look forward to get affordable houses because in our policy, there is a standard price for these affordable houses. The government they put a maximum limit for developer to sell affordable houses. For example, affordable houses they can sell maximum at 250,000 ringgit Malaysia only. That's the maximum price. So for each development for certain area, like say they develop 10 acres development housing, they need to provide about 30% affordable houses from a total unit. And the maximum price they're capped at 250,000. So this affordable house, we can see that they have a lot of demands, especially the landed houses, because many Malaysian they prefer to live in landed houses compared to the strata development. So yeah, it's a very attractive house for people in our community. And for local council like us, Hulu Selangor, yes, it becomes our priority to make sure each development comply with this policy to provide affordable houses for our people.
That's great. That's great.
Actually, in Cambodia, the new couple or young generation, they prefer for their own house, affordable house. I can target that young married couple, they prefer to have their own affordable house.
Great. Do you have any local stakeholders that work with community to provide affordable housing? So specific, maybe NGOs, they build affordable housing specific or they're specialized in building. Do you?
For
There's a
Selangor,
yeah.
can I go first?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Kampung, Mayor Kampung Chirang. For Selangor, we don't have any specific NGO regarding providing affordable houses, but our SPV, Special Purpose Vehicle in Selangor, we call it Selangor Housing Property and Board. This is the agency to monitor closely in terms of providing houses in Selangor, and they will always monitor all the developers, which is they need to provide this house. But sometimes we are facing a challenge, which is this developer when they are imposed to provide affordable houses, they're trying to appeal to this board to allow them to not provide affordable houses. Sometimes the government will allow, but it's penalties actually. With penalty.
I see.
That's a very rare case. Most of the time they have to provide houses. Affordable houses, sorry.
Right. Okay. Mayor Kampong Chang?
Actually, there's a cooperation between government and private sector to build affordable house in my municipality as well, in my city as well. But regarding to the circumstance of the economic crisis, I think many countries are facing with the economic crisis, and now they are postponed their project. Actually, we have a cooperation with the private sector to build affordable house for the government official and also for the new couple as well. And regarding in the situation in Cambodia now, the real estate now is have some problem with the real estate, for example, about the land and also about the house. Yeah, that never tried to solve this case.
Excuse me, I would like to put something on the behalf of Mayor of Nepal. I have already mentioned before that he's not able to attend the program today. So, first of all, hello to all the other mayors. I don't think I'm on the capacity to answer all these questions, so I'm not participating in everything. But I would like to give some input. In Nepal, there is a Save the Children, the international organization that actually builds house in Nepal for the peoples.
Mm-hmm. Great. So you have a specific player in housing
Yeah, like
development process. Mm.
as far I remember, there are UN Habitat and UN Habitat have done few works before, and the Save the Children, the INGO called Save the Children, has been building the houses in Nepal.
I see. Great, great. So going through this exercise helps you connect the SDG target with your local actions, local policies. So many times when the city conduct VRR, the voluntary local review, this is specific the procedure they go through is making that assess the alignment first, and then they can also the next step is to look at data. So do we have data help us measure the baseline? And do we have data later allow us to see which direction we're going? Are we getting better? Are we getting worse? So I'd like to then move to the next realm, looking at SDG localization. This involves using data, intelligence, information to help generate evidence for making assessment. So in this, can Mayor talk about what data do you have in for your local community? We need to come to assess housing affordability, to measure affordable housing supply, those kind of issues. So
Doctor, if I can share regarding this, how we relate providing these affordable houses in localizing the SDG. For Hulu Selangor, we already prepared our VLR. Yeah, we prepared our VLR and we completed the VLR, I think, in 2024. So in this VLR, we refer to the SDG 11, right? The goal is sustainable cities, and under that we can see there are indicators regarding safe and affordable housing. For us in Hulu Selangor, we have the data, and we have data which is until last year we have about 20,715 units total affordable housing provided in Hulu Selangor. And actually, it started long time ago. We have low cost apartment, mainly low cost apartment. So in the latest project, we have under the project Rumah Selangorku or Selangorku Homes. This is the project monitored closely under that board that I mentioned to you before. So yes, we specific monitor this one under our VLR SDG 11.
Great. So Mayor Kampancha.
Actually, we don't have specific for the private sector or for affordable house for the we build for the private sector, but for the government that provide social concession to the military, we have a committee to choose that merge with the central government and also the local government to choose who's military who should get that social concession that we provide house and also the land for them.
So there's a criteria, maybe data used to measure that criteria.
That's criteria. Yeah, that's criteria.
Great. Okay, so I'm watching the time, so I think how we because since we need to finish the 4 targets, so let's move to the next one. This is pertaining to transportation. So what do you have policy agencies or stakeholders that's involved in local affordable sustainable transportation system?
Doctor, if I may add, on top of the SDG VLR, we also already prepared our SDG roadmap, And under the SDG 11, we stated in our document that that one of the new initiative that will be implemented by our council is to provide local housing and community facilities renovation. As I said before, we have a lot of old houses, old buildings, especially that kind of low cost apartment. So they need a refurbishment, they need improvement because they have many of them lack of facilities like place to pray for the Muslim. We call it surau. It's a smaller than most, and the lack of playgrounds, community halls. So we intend to do renovation in this kind of area, a partnership with private sector especially, to provide these essential facilities for the betterment of the people living in that area, especially the low income people. And we also plan to implement a maintenance plan to ensure ongoing upkeep and also cleanliness of this low cost housing area. In Malaysia, we have this act, we call it Strata Management Act. Under this Strata Management Act, we empower the people living in the strata development to manage their own building, for example, this apartment or flat. But unfortunately, these people, they are unable to form their own management community to manage their building. So many the buildings, their status is an old and sometimes we call it ugly. So we need to JV with these people to uplift their community area.
Great. We'd like to talk about the transportation. So if we can looking into so for example, public transportation, automobile travel. So are there any policies, programs, actions you've taken to address the issue of providing sustainable and affordable public transportation system?
Maybe I can start first. Regarding this public transportation, our area quite big actually, about 175,000 kilometers square, and the population around 243,000. It's a big area for one municipal council like Hulu Selangor. Regarding this public transport, initially we rely on the public bus provided by the private sector. So when people want to use or commute in these public buses, they have to pay. But on top of that, collaboration with the state government, because we local council, we have limited resources. So the state help us, they provide some funds. So we manage to provide free bus. We call it a Selangor Smart Bus. So this bus, we plan the journey, the networking from one town to another town, so that these low income people, especially those living in affordable houses, they can hop into this bus and go from one town to another town. And the good thing about this smart bus, it become useful to the school student, especially the children when they want to go to school and going back from the school to their houses. So the second one, in talking about public transport, in Hulu Selangor, we also have a train station. We have 5 train stations from the northern part of the district until the southern part of the district. This train actually not built by us, of course, the municipal council, is built by the national government. So it become popular among the people. But the problem with us is about the first mile, last mile. From this train station, go to their house is quite difficult because the bus is quite limited. So many people use their public transport, and I admit this become a problem to us because it emit greenhouses and everything in our area.
Great, that's very impressive. Yeah.
In future, we have another train station. This one we call it ECRL station. This train will connect between the peninsula of Malaysia from the east to the west, and we have one station in Hulu Selangor. Then this train station, ECRL, will become catalyst for our development in our small town. We call it Bandar Serendah. So we welcome this train, and we hope through this upcoming train station developed by the government, the fund come also from the federal government, it will help us to boost our public transport in our district.
Thanks. Okay.
Actually, for my city, there's no public transportation in our city, and it doesn't matter. It is not a problem for the transport in our city because everybody have their own motorbike and also have their own car for the transport. And the city is not so big, and also the population is around 50,000 only, so we don't have any matter about the public transportation. But actually, we have the issue of the accident as well when we have their own vehicle. We have policy to control the vehicle, especially about the speed limitation and also about the road. Actually, when we some people they just actually they complain about the road when we be a good road that cause the accident. So the implementation of the law we have to strengthen to reduce the death of that caused by the accident. In Cambodia, not only in my city, the accident it the main problem as well. Around 1,800 people die per year cause of traffic accident. So we try to fight the problem as well. Yeah. But about the public
So,
transportation, my city doesn't have any problem because we have their own private vehicle. Yes.
I see. I see. So do you have, I think on the right side is using data information to study whether transportation system is adequate for your community. So for example, do people have, what are the percentage of people who can use public transportation in the case of Hulu, Selangor? But in the other case, it might be, do people have to travel long distance to go to access jobs and services? So that kind of a data, do you have the data or do you plan to collect data to help measure the service of transportation system?
At our local authority, we don't have a specific data about the public transport for the train specific, but for the bus, yes, we do have the data. We monitored the numbers of people that are using this smart bus free that provided by state and also the local authority. And so far, we have about five buses, different routes, and from the data that we get, monitoring this smart bus, free bus, we can see that actually the people here, they need the bus. But the problem is it costs us a lot of money, and as a local authority, we don't have enough fund to finance this bus. But we need the support from the state. So for the people, yes, they want these buses, and we do monitor through our data.
I think for Mayor of Kampong Shang, you've already mentioned that you have the accident data, right? So that's the important data for evaluating the transportation system based on the SDG that UN actually specify the accident data in terms of number of deaths is important information to have. And you also mentioned there is the measure of road system, like how many roads are well paved. That data is also important as can be used to calculate an indicator to assess the transportation system for this particular target. Yeah. Okay. Let's move to the sustainable urbanization. This particular target, looking at how inclusive urban development in your community. So, and also looking at how much where the land is used efficiently when you are experiencing rapid urban development, urbanization. So we're talking about what are the mechanism or institutional procedures that you have to allow all citizens to participate in urban development process. So do you have what kind of a approach method your city have?
Okay, Doctor, talking about this number 3 indicator, yes, we have a public participation, and I can admit that it's inclusive. For example, when we preparing our local plan, Hulu Selangor Local Plan 2035, we do have this public participation. We do have the hearing process. We get the
Hearing
feedback from
process.
people, have the chances to highlight their objection or their opinion. We will take that into account until we can final that document. When the document finalized by the local council level, and then we bring up to our state level, we call it State Planning Committee, checked by our Chief Minister, and then it become our lawful document. And after that, this local plan, it become our mandatory document for any development that comes into our district area. So, for example, we put the zoning in this area. Let's say the zoning is for residential. It can only develop with residential development. If that area is stated as a forest area, it will remain as a forest area. So through this system, the people living in Selangor, they all at any time, they can refer to our document and knows what is going on in certain areas. So we believe that is a part of our efforts to make sure we have inclusive and also sustainable organization process.
Great, great. So Mayor,
Actually, in Cambodia, we have I just want to tell about the mandate of all the council in Cambodia. There are 5-year council for one mandate. And we divided the local government into 3 tier, Sangkat, and municipality, and province. So all this tier, they have a 5-year development plan and 3-year rolling investment plan. So when the new council, they come into the office, they will have to prepare a 5-year development plan. So they collect all the data and collect all the demand from the citizen participation and all the stakeholder from all the ministry and also department and also private sector to collect all the data. And they prepare 5-year development plan. And after that, every year they have a 3-year rolling investment plan. So they develop their own city, their own commune by this 3-year rolling investment plan and also 5-year development plan. And actually, citizen participation is really important because we want to develop which is match the demand of the citizen. For example, they prefer road or they prefer the canal or they prefer school or any thing that they want. We collect all their demand and prepare a plan and we develop our city, follow that plan. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
So basically the plan making process by law involves public participation in the process.
Yeah. It's set by the law that have citizen have to join in the plan making. Yes.
Yeah. Great. So connected to this, do you have any data that shows how many people participate in the process? Do you need to maintain a system that allow the public to have easy access to all your plans and policies?
Actually, we don't have a specific amount of citizens who join the process, but we invite, for example, one village, we invite all the citizens who can join in that village, and we collect all the data from the village. We like we go into we call Songkat. Songkat is bigger than village, and we
Mhm.
collect all the data and we analyze, and after that we integrate all the data and all the project under the city, because in the city there's many Songkat, we call Songkat or commune. So we
Mhm.
integrate
Mhm.
all the data, which project that is really important, we do it first. And
Mhm.
all the city and also the district, they also integrate their project with the provincial level as well.
Mhm. Okay. So we have give a chance for Mayor Hulu Selangor.
Oh yeah, Doctor. Regarding this data, we keep documented the numbers of people that involved in our planning process, especially regarding preparing the local plan. We documented well because each one those submitted their objection, we must make sure that we call them to our hearing process. So each one must properly documented as stated under our uh, town planning act in Malaysia. That is the law, the main law that we use regarding the planning process in Malaysia.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
for example, recently we prepared our special local plan for Genting Highland. Genting Highland is our highland area and it's very popular with tourists. Maybe some of you have been there, maybe yes, maybe not. So, when we preparing this local plan, special local plan for Genting Highland area, we have objection from some people, especially the landowner, developer. Most of them, they own the piece of land in on top of the hill. So when we do the public hearing, we get the document from them, stated their opinions, their objection. So we ensure that they come to our hearing process. So because if we miss this process, we might have a chances to be summoned. They might summon us in the court case. So we must make sure the process properly as stated in the law.
Mhm. So how do you what are the system you set up to allow your local citizen to receive information? Do they
The system you mean in terms of invite them or what, Doctor? Sorry.
so for example, if somebody wants to find out your city's plans, your policies, your codes, where do they go find out that those policy documents?
Of course, they can find it in our office. They can contact
Mm,
us. We also have a special department. We call it a planning department at the state level.
mhm,
So they can get our document there. And it's also available in the online system. So
mhm, mhm.
it's easy for them. And during the hearing process, we put it in public actually. We tell them where they can come and see and check the document. So
I
it
see.
becomes transparent to everyone, so that it's easy for them to give their opinion regarding our planning plan in a certain area.
Mm, yeah. One more question. Do you have any strategies to reach uh, underrepresented population, so people who may not have the resources to participate or may not have uh, how to say the ability to debate or articulate their ideas? How do you include them in the process?
Thank you, Doctor. In our area, we have indigenous people. We have
Mm-hmm.
indigenous people, and how we reach out to them, we will inform their representative, and at the same time we will make inform to all the relevant department. For example, these indigenous people, they have a specific department to take care of them. Indigenous department at the state level and also at the district level. So we inform them in our committee meeting. So they are supposedly they will inform their people about this upcoming local plan. And at the
Mm-hmm.
same
Mm-hmm.
time, like Mr. Mayor Kampong Chenang mentioned, he has a local councillor, and in our local authority, we do also have local councillor. We have 24 local councillor to take care the whole area of our municipal area. So this local councillor will become our networking to reach out the people down there so that they will know what is happening and they know how to participate in our planning process, especially in terms of preparing our local plan.
Yeah, open. Let's see if Mayor Kampong, if you have anything to add here before we move to the green space, public space. Or you're on mute.
Actually, for endangered people and also minority citizen, they also include in the process of planning. Actually, as the mayor from Selangor said, in our council, we including them in the council already. We have a quota for them. For example, sorry to say, Muslim is minority in my city, so we include them in the council for 1 or 2 people in the council already. So they represent their minority or they represent their endangered people, and also. During the election, we also said that have, for example, the lady, women is a priority to join the council, so they represent their demand from the female already. And at the village, at the commune, and also at the municipality, the same. We have a minority people in our council. So we can get some idea from them. At the same time, social media is really important to get more idea from them. What is their demand? We have an official page for our municipality, so we can know what are their demand from that comment. For example, they have any concern, they can complain. At the same time, we also have like we have a box at the public area. So if they complain or they want anything, they can put the mail in that box, and we will open that box every month to know about their demand and to know about their complaint as well. Yeah.
That's very interesting and creative way to collect information. Yeah. Okay, great. All right, let's move on to the
one more thing. We have a Telegram channel with the citizen to provide information about the development, also to get some information from them as well. We create a Telegram channel.
Great. Yeah. Okay, so let's come to the last target. That's building inclusive green and public spaces. Let's see if you can identify whether you have policies or agencies or dedicated resources to help achieve this target.
Actually, in my city doesn't have any problem with that greenity, because we have 8 garden in our city. So everybody can be, they can do exercise, or they can relax at that park and also the garden that we prepare in our city. And along the river, yes.
So the parks are very accessible, so most people can walk to the park.
Yes.
Do you think? Okay, so very accessible park already. Oh, please continue. Yeah.
Yeah, and also at the same time, we also plant a tree along the road every year, and around 10,000 plant we plant every year in our city, and also plant at the park, plant at the school, and also plant at the pagoda. At the public area, we plant it. And this is our goal to reach it. And at the same time, in our vision of our city, we also actually, it is my idea that I do to study in Japan. I just to tell my citizen that I want to make my city as Japan with cherry blossom. So I plan now. I change from planting normal tree to planting any kind of flower. Yes, along the way. Yeah.
Great idea. Yeah. So do your city have dedicated funds to make the city greener and more beautiful, I guess?
Yeah, we have. We allocate we get some fund from the central government, Ministry
Mm-hmm.
of Environment. So we can plant the tree, uh, Ministry of, we can plant the tree and also use that money for public space cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, provincial government also have some fund to support this site as well for the green and public space. Because when we build a park or garden for our city, we don't have a budget to build it. So the provincial government, they build it. But what we have to do, we have to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to maintain or yeah.
I see. So there's still some challenging, there are issues that you want to address in order to maintain your very accessible public green space.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. So, Mayor Hulu Salanga?
Yeah, Doctor. For our municipal area, we also promote inclusive green and public spaces. And to prove that, any development that coming in, they need to provide at least 10% of their development area to become our green and public spaces. Green is different, public spaces it is different in our definition. Green area, or we call it empty space. Green area or kawasan lapang in bahasa Melayu, green area. This green area must be at least 10% of their development. For example, if they want to build 10 acres housing scheme, they must provide at least 10% or 1 acre area to become the green places. In this green places, it might be the football field, it might be a parks, or it might be just a area which people can come in and chatting and mingle around, and it can also become the jogging track and everything. But for the public spaces, in our definition, it refers to the place like a mosque, kindergarten plot, or public spaces, other as school and everything, infrastructure. So in our planning process, this is something that mandatory that must be provided by any development that coming in. And on top of that, I think we have a same problem with Kampung Chen. Not problem, actually, it's a challenge. We have a challenge to maintain these green and public spaces. Developer, they come in, they provide, after the defect period, they will hand over that to municipal council. So it becomes our responsibility to maintain this area for the benefit of the people living in that certain area. Actually, maintaining this green and public spaces are something that very pertinent to our area, because in Hulu Selangor, 50% of our area is a forest area. So people who living there, when they buy a house, they know this is a green area with a beautiful view. So they want to maintain. They want to maintain the same perspective, the same panorama they have, even though after 10 years or 20 years. So it becomes a challenge for us to balance between the development, the economic, and also the environment that we have in Hulu Selangor. Yeah, I think that's about the awareness and alignment policy.
Yes,
Actually,
great.
Actually, the maintenance of public space also our challenge as well, because even though we have a fund from the central government, also the provincial government, but it is not enough. And one more thing is really important to have a citizen to join in maintaining the public area. And for the green area, it's the same thing. I think that all the stakeholders should join in the process of maintaining. Like in Japan is a really good example that they have a specific day to clean their their village or their public area, right? I think it is one of the example, and we are learning that idea and to implement our city as well. Every Saturday, everybody have to go out to clean our city. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's great. There's some
Especially for the student, yeah, to change their
yeah,
behavior.
yeah. That's wonderful. I think the learning from other cities, good experience. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the last part of the this target is, do we have data to measure the green and public space adequacy and inclusiveness? So some needed data might be, do we have the size of total green space in your community, in your city, and do we know the percentage, the share of the land surface that's green space? So this kind of a data help us measure development performance, because oftentimes as city urbanize, they lose green space because they are those green space that tend to be developed. Yeah.
Yeah, doctor. For us, we do have the data because it become mandatory actually for these green and public spaces. The land actually actually initially is belong to the developer or belong to a private. So when they do development, they prepare these green and public spaces. They must surrender that land, become state land. So when the land becomes state land and under the government, municipal council like us, we must make sure to reserve this land. So we have the data. We do the survey. We prepare the plan, computation plan or pre-com plan, and then we must have the data. Then we report constantly to the state government. We have a meeting, regular meeting. So we report, we update the state how many acres of these green and public spaces have been gazetted, and we also need to update if this land suddenly the reserve become they revoke the gazette area. We also must update back to the state council.
Very interesting. So any other data that you collect that help you evaluate the green space quality? Do you have, for example, recreational programs integrated into green space? I remember Mayor of Hulu Selangor, you were talking about you're regulating the recreational sites. I think that you probably have data tracking the places and what are they used for.
The data, we have data for those areas that well maintained. We also have data that not yet developed because in the previous time, long time ago, some of the development when they provide these green in public spaces actually not fully developed. So it becomes a vacant land full with bushes and big trees. So we also have this kind of data. So because we have limited resources, we have limited fund, some of these green area, because it's a big area and in our state land is quite pricey, so many people interested to invest and to develop that land. The policy allow this kind of green spaces, maybe 3 acres, 2 acres, 5 acres land, vacant land, but full with sometimes illegal building. So squatters maybe. The policy allow this kind of green land to be used by other purpose until the municipal council or the state ready with a fund to develop them with a specific purpose as planned before. So we do have that data and we monitor this data.
Yeah. I think we have 4 minutes left. I'd like to give Mayor of Compound Chang a chance to add to the last data related or accountability related aspect, and then we'll do a quick summary. We'll help our Mayor of Hulu Selangor to go back and report our exercise.
Actually, nothing to add more. I think a similar idea with Mrs. Selangor, because
Mhm.
all the public area we have, I just said state land. It's the same in Cambodia. We have a land title for the state land as well. So everybody know that it is public area and also it is a state land.
Mhm, mhm. Great. Do you have data about the green area? So oftentimes, spatial layers or GS data are used to help measure the green space.
Yeah, we
I wonder, you do have that data as well. Great, great. Yeah. Okay. So let's zoom out and be able to see all the 4 targets here. And then thank you. I think that's Sol and then Bogani helping us input Mayor's ideas. As you can see, uh, going through this exercise, trying to identify what your city is doing, what policy programs you have, what data you have, essentially allows you to localize these SDG targets to connect it to your local conditions and to establish that relevance of this target to your local issues, priorities. And oftentimes you are able to use this exercise to see how great work you've already done, and you are actually doing great work helping your city achieving SDG. It also simultaneously helps you identify gaps. So there are maybe limited data that allow you to evaluate progress. Maybe there are limited government capacities or resources that help you address certain issues connected to this target. So doing this exercise involving your government agencies and even local stakeholders essentially allow you to prepare the voluntary local review. So this is the process of conducting that review. Yeah. So Mayor Hulu Selangor, what do you think you are ready to report back?
I'll try. It's a lot of information here, but I'll try to.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. I think we have 1 minute left. They probably will just close down the breakout room and then we'll all go back to the main room.